to get that magic tone I got in my head. Hey, should it be a p90 or a mini Humbucker? Maybe to get the sound I want, I should get a full-size Humbucker. Should it be a p90 or a mini Humbucker? Maybe to get the tone I want, I should get a full-size Humbucker. Hi there, I'm Budda and you're watching Dr. Guitar, a show for all you guitarists out there. In today's episode, I'm showing you 3 different pickup options super common on Gibson guitars. When you're buying a guitar, especially a Gibson guitar, you will be faced with the option of having either a p90, a Mini Humbucker, or the most common, the Humbucker. I always struggled to know the difference between the 3 pickups because I couldn't find those guitars in stores and I couldn't play a lot of guitars. Humbucker is really a common pickup. You either get an humbucker or a single coil like Gibson Fender. It's kind of the thing. But what about the p90? What about the Mini Humbucker? Is there any difference between a Mini Humbucker and a humbucker? Is there a difference between a p90 and a single coil? This episode is all about showing you the 3 different options for a Gibson guitar, or other brands are offering also this kind of pickups. I actually happen to own 3 different guitars with the 3 types of pickups, and I love them all. I like them all for different things. That's why I own 3 guitars with different pickups. My Firebird has Mini Humbuckers, which I really love, and I think Mini Humbuckers are kind of in between single coil and humbucker, or better yet, p90 and humbucker. So they have a little mid-range, but not as much mid-range as the humbucker. The p90 is closer to a single coil, but a very hot single coil and a fatter single coil. So it sounds kind of a single coil, but with a little boost. It kind of reminds me my Tele with the EP booster on, for example, or with a little bass push on. So it's a fat sounding single coil. The humbucker is a very mid-rangey pickup. It reminds me a single coil with a tube screamer, but a little heavier on the bottom. And the Mini Humbucker is right in between. So I love them all, and of course they are not the same guitar, so it's not a direct comparison of what a guitar would sound like with a p90, a Mini Humbucker, or an humbucker. The goal is just to give you an idea of what the pickups sound like and what might be the right for you. First of all, let me thank my dear patrons for supporting the show. It's never enough to thank them. If you want to become a patron, just go to the link. It's super easy. Follow the steps and you'll be supporting the show. You can also support the show by contributing to the tip jar via PayPal. If you liked the episode, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. It's a simple and free way of helping the channel because YouTube will suggest the videos to more people, so then you're helping me. Thank you so much. If you're interested in having guitar lessons with me, just send me an email or a direct message on Instagram or Facebook and we'll deal with it from there. Also, please feel free to visit my reverb.com store where I have some of the gear that I review here in the show and that I can't afford to keep. Let's go! The most common pickups for a Gibson guitar are the humbuckers, and they are the most famous. But in the early 50s, they used p90 pickups. The humbucker only came in to take away the hum that a single coil pickup produces. And there was even the Mini Humbucker used on Les Pauls. My perception on this is the larger the pickup, the larger the magnet, and the larger the magnet, the bigger the sound that you get, the bigger the tone that you get. I was always curious to know what's the difference between a p90, an humbucker, and a Mini Humbucker. And I decided to do a video because I think some of you guys might also have the same doubts. So I'm here with my two Les Pauls, my 1960 Les Paul with humbuckers, Burstbucker pickups, my Les Paul Special with p90s, stock pickups, and my Firebird with Mini Humbuckers. Mini Humbuckers and p90s are kind of the same ballpark. They are kind of sounding single coilish, but the p90s have more bass, the Mini Humbuckers have more mid-range, more low mids. The humbuckers are the fattest pickups on Gibson style guitars. I'm playing my Lone Star with some reverb, and I'm playing it on the drive channel now. Let me play a riff back to back so you can hear it. And for the clean tone, let's hear it. So they are very different, and the p90s to me sound scoopier, less mid-rangey, way more like single coils. The p90s work really good also with overdrive, and the pickups have different reactions to the volume controls, but it's basically the feeling of the pickup and the mid-range that changes, to me at least. What do you think? Do you hear any difference? Let's go for the middle position, which is the one that has less mid-range, and playing some funky stuff. There's a huge mid-range difference between all the three guitars, and of course the three guitars are three different guitars. Even playing them is very different. The scales and fretboard and the feeling of playing it is different, but the goal here is to try to show you the pickups as if they were microphones, so they are not capturing exactly the same thing. They are not exactly at the same height, because I set my pickups height to every guitar and to what I like to hear that guitar sounding. But I think you immediately get the humbuckers are fatter sounding, the Mini humbuckers are in between, and the p90s are closer to single coil sounding. So you get 3 different flavors on a Gibson guitar. And when you think, and I did it on my Mira, for example, on my PRS Mira, I swapped the humbuckers that came in, the Mira humbuckers, for some Fat Cat, which are p90s in a humbucker size. And they don't sound exactly as the p90s on my Les Paul Special. They sound a little fatter, and I think it's because they are wider, so they are capturing a little more of the string vibration. It's the same thing as those P-Rails or those Seymour Duncan pickups that are humbuckers in a size of a single coil that you can replace in a Strat or in a Tele. But since they are thinner, they don't sound as humbuckers. They don't have the hum and the noise that a single coil might have, but they don't sound as thick as a Les Paul humbucker or as a 335 humbucker. And I think it has to do with the shape of the pickup and with its width. Well, that's it. I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope you have liked the show. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments what you think. Are you more of a humbucker guy, mini humbucker, P90? Did you know there was a difference between these 3 kinds of pickups? What do you think about the pickups? Are you more of a single coil guy? I am a single coil guy, but I'm really loving the versatility of having an humbucker and playing it with the volumes. I didn't show it in this episode, but I have some other episodes where I speak about using the controls in the guitar, and I'm really digging to play the guitar with one sound from the amp and then manipulate all my tones from the tone knobs here and the volume knob. Let me know in the comments. If you want to support the channel, you can become a patron. Go to the link, it's super easy. Or if you feel like helping me doing the episodes, please consider contributing to the tip jar on PayPal. If you're interested in guitar lessons with me, just send me a direct message on Instagram or Facebook, or even send me an email and we'll deal with it from there. Please also visit my reverb.com store, where I have some of the pedals and some of the gear that I review here in the show. Hope you like it. We'll see each other next week. Bye-bye.